Great day here at True Spec Golf. We're super excited. As always, when we get new products in, it's always a great time. This one's super special. We've got some Scotty Cameron Phantom X putters, packed with tech. As always, Chris is going to take you through what it is. So let's talk about it.
Absolutely. New for 22 in the Scotty Cameron Phantom X line, we've got 10 different head designs, including a couple of designs that we haven't seen before. So they're incorporating some familiar shapes as well as introducing a 9 and 9.5 design. We'll get into some of the differentiations between these models as we start doing some testing. But one thing I want to touch on is the Phantom X line high MOI mallets. So they take advantage of some movable weight, as well as incorporating some multi-material construction with 6061 aircraft grade aluminum, as well as kind of tour validated 303 stainless. So I'm really excited to hit these and curious to see what your feedback is compared to some of the other models we've tested.
Perfect, let's do it.
First head design we want to do some testing with is the 7.5. So very popular design on tour, and the 7.5 does have that little bit of a slant neck to it, so it does have a little bit of toe flow.
Perfect. Ironically, the first thing that I see because of the angles of this putter is I see that Newport style look, like a 1.5 almost, because you do have those sharp angles, and if you were to cut off those wings, you essentially have that Newport vibe. However, you do have obviously a lot more MOI with those wings, so adds that nice alignment aid to it. So, I mean, I love the way it looks.
It is a really popular design for that guy that does like to play a blade, but also needs a little bit more forgiveness and stability as well.
Absolutely.
The 7.5, we're also going to notice that dual purpose alignment aid on top. So the optic is contrasting between that solid black line on the top and then also the two alignment aids that are kind of framing the ball in white that go down the back.
Yeah, I can see that. It looks really nice.
So very easy to make sure that that club face remains square at address and gives us highest probability of returning it to square at impact.
Yeah. And it feels, as you'd expect, a Scotty Cameron to feel. Just has that really nice, responsive face. Premium is probably the best word that I can use to describe it. I don't know that there's a better adjective to describe what you're going to get with a Scotty Cameron off the face.
Well, everybody's kind of come to expect that premium feel, the acoustics. I mean, just the shaping and styling of it, it's all premium materials.
Yeah.
And that's what people come to expect with a brand like this.
Right.
And new Phantom X for 22 doesn't disappoint in keeping with that styling and then also incorporating a little bit of flair in the design. The second head that we want to do some testing with is a brand new head design for the new 22 line. This is the number 9. So number 9 incorporates some features between the 5 that we're used to seeing and also the 11. So still maintains that high MOI, but does have a little bit smaller shape than the 11 that it's very similar to.
Yeah, I love that. That has a nice compact look. So let's see how it feels. Oh, that acoustics and feel are exactly what I'd like. That was very good.
Numbers validated.
Holy smokes, that really did feel so good.
So in contrast between what we saw in the 7.5 and the 9, we do have in that midsection some 6061 aluminum. We got rid of the framing optic that we had in the 7.5, and we have one continuous line off of that top line. So it does promote a little bit different optic, obviously different feel, maintaining that high MOI with the weight dispersed out towards the perimeter and those wings. But a little different look at address, does frame the ball slightly different.
Yeah, you know, I really like the way that it frames it. This black piece here on the back is the exact width of a golf ball, so when you set it down, it really frames it nicely. But you still get the benefit of those wings that you had in the previous version that we just tried. It feels really nice, but whatever it is, the acoustics with that just sounds so good. Yeah, I love the way that feels. Yeah, this feels good. And I have mishit a couple. I know I haven't said that while I've been hitting them, but I'm sure the data will show you. I've mishit a couple, and they felt very stable. Which
the efficiency has been really good.
Yeah, this is great, and that's so important.
Final head we want to test is the 12. So the 12 is going to be the highest MOI putter that they have in the line for the 22 Phantom X. Now, this does incorporate a little bit more of a wingback design where they push 18 grams of discretionary weight as far out toward the perimeter as they can. So we are going to see a little bit more of that 6061 aircraft grade aluminum that we talked about earlier incorporated into this head design. So curious to see what your feel is between what we saw in the 303 and the 6061.
Absolutely. Initial feedback looking down at it, I really like how the black creates that nice T, and then you have the white line that runs right through it. Then you've got the nice contrast off the wings.
So that continuous optic is fairly unique. There's not a lot of the mallet designs that do incorporate an alignment aid that goes all the way from the leading edge all the way through the trailing edge. So something that is unique kind of toward that 12 design.
Slightly different feel if I'm being nitpicky versus the 303, not in a bad way, but you can definitely hear just a slight difference in the acoustics and just a little bit different feel.
I was curious what the feel was on your side, because I did notice at impact there was a little different sound there.
Right. And again, it's not in a way that's necessarily a bad thing, but it's just a little bit different than what I'm used to feeling.
Yeah, just different.
That being said, I think it does offer a lot of feedback in the player's hands about where you're hitting across the face. So I know that's really important with something that Scotty does as far as putters. So to be able to give that player feedback, I think is an important box that he's continuing to check, even though it is a different material.
And in the highest MOI design, potentially the player that this would work best for might not be the strongest putter or the best ball striker with putting.
Right.
So this does give them an opportunity to still get into a premium putter with the Scotty Cameron and take advantage of some of that multi-material construction and the highest MOI version of that Phantom X.
Absolutely. And it's going to very clearly show what putter you're playing when you play something like this, which is a nice thing to kind of have when you're on the greens with your buddies. You want them to notice the new putter you put in your bag.
Absolutely, it's bag jewelry.
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
Bag jewelry.
Let's get a couple more.
I've noticed in the putts that I've been hitting, this particular face balance model has been the easiest for me to kind of release, which is, not a bad thing.
Nice.
Very solid.
I'm really curious to see the data here, because as good as that number 9 was, I'm really anxious to see how well the 12 stacked up.
Absolutely, that felt really good. So I'm interested to see what it says.
Let's take a look. So wrapping up with some testing, we did find DJ fit best into, coincidentally, one of the new shapes this year in the 9. So face balance putter, incorporating that 303 stainless, the 6061 aircraft grade aluminum that we talked about, very stable design. And as we kind of touched on, a little bit of a mesh between the 5 design and the 11 design. So it does maintain that high MOI mallet shape, just a little cleaner lines than what we have in the 11. So what was your thoughts on it?
So I love the way that it felt. Obviously it has that very premium Scotty Cameron feel that we've all come to love. So that checked that box. I really like the way it looks, has a compact design. For whatever reason, that's become so popular on tour. People really like to see that tight design, but still has a great alignment aid. And then last of all, that new Pistolero grip feels great in the hands. And your attachment to the club is so important, so really loved how that one felt in my hand. So overall, just an awesome package. I
do like the design of the grip. It has a little bit of a kind of vintage look, as we saw in some of the older Scotty Cameron models. So seeing it in the new 22 design, I like the tip of the cap to some of the designs that we've had in the past that we've had really good success with.
Absolutely.
So all in all, I would say 22 Phantom X line, pretty solid.
Absolutely.
And with 10 head designs, something out there for everybody.
Absolutely, got to check them all out.